Hi class, welcome back. I'm glad to see you again. In this video, we will be analyzing a medieval town and comparing it to a modern day town, one of which you may know. Here are some student materials you will need. Today you will need to have Class Dojo open to complete your homework, and you will also need a piece of paper and pencil to make a Venn diagram. The Venn diagram will help us visualize the similarities and differences of medieval towns to present days. I will demonstrate that later. Let's take a look at these two images first. The first image is a medieval town. Pause your video for 30 seconds. I want you to think about this question. What do you see in this image of a medieval town? This is similar to what we just did in the last video with a medieval village. Think about what you can identify in terms of buildings, the scenery, the layout of the town, what people are doing, and I will give you 30 seconds to think about that. Things that I see in this image are, most importantly, I see how close together the buildings are. It wasn't like in a village where there was still land in between. These buildings in the town are right on top of each other. They're connected. I also see people everywhere, right? A lot of socializing. The whole community is just coming together. I see a church. I see mountains in the background, where the castle was probably built on top of. I see a way of transportation. Now let's go ahead and look at this picture. Pause your video once more. I want you to take 30 seconds and think about what you see in this image right here. Can you identify where this picture was taken? It's the north side of Bethlehem, of course, on Main Street. But that's not what's important here. It looks kind of similar to the picture I just showed you, right? Their buildings are close together. They're connected. There are people all over, people on the streets, socializing, having fun together. But what's different? And why? Clearly this picture is modern day, right? There's sidewalks, the road is paved, there's lights, there's a guy with a guitar, it's a modern day guitar, and obviously the wardrobe is a lot different to back then. Well, let me just go back to that picture real quick, right? Buildings are connected and people are in the streets. Looks super similar to modern day Bethlehem, right? Well, the streets of a medieval town were narrow and busy. They were noisy with the town crier, church bells, and traders calling out. That kind of sounds similar to modern day towns, right? I mean, on a Friday night, it's noisy with crowds of people out, or any other night that there's an event, especially during like Music Fest and other festivals that are held in Bethlehem and Allentown. On Sunday mornings, you can hear church bells. And most streets in Bethlehem and Allentown are still narrow and very busy today. For homework, I would like for you to complete the Venn diagram that compares and contrasts a medieval town to Bethlehem or Allentown today, or wherever you live. I am going to show you how to set up your Venn diagram. Okay? So this is what it should look like, right? How to make a Venn diagram. The two circles so that you have the similar in the middle and the contrast on the sides. And at the top here, label them both. So I'm going to put medieval town, and then I'm going to put Bethlehem, just like that, right at the top. But you're going to put whatever town you live in. So one thing that contrasts in a medieval town in Bethlehem, I'll give you one example to start. So in a medieval town, it wasn't obviously modern like today, so they didn't have any light, so no public lighting. They had dirt roads. Transportation was like a horse and buggy, right? So you should have those contrasts on that side, the differences. On the other side, we're going to put what's in Bethlehem. So they have public lighting. You can see it all times of the day in Bethlehem. They have paved roads. There are cars. They have instruments. So that's what your chart should look like so far. Now, what do they have in common? So just like what we talked about, right? Their buildings are close together. Their buildings are connected. There's people in the streets. They're constantly socializing outside, right? Well, that is my chart as of now. For homework, I want you to complete this Venn diagram of comparing and contrasting a medieval town to your town. So that concludes our lesson on villages and towns. And I want you to click the next video to learn about the day in life in a medieval town. I'll see you all then.